Hello, everybody, and welcome to our September the 10th Big Brother 21 live feed update show. We have Scandaloso Drama Maximus Mom to talk about. I mean, not Maximus Mom. I mean, Maximus Drama to talk about. We have plot twists and fights and acceptances and deals and something that I don't think we've ever seen since Caleb stalked Amber on Big Brother. We have so much to talk about on this show, but first, let me let you know, if you missed any of our past shows, you can check them all out at yourrealityrecaps.com/BB21. Not just for this season of Big Brother, but all the seasons of Big Brother, and check out all of our shows over there that we do for all different reality TV shows. Not just Big Brother, because Big Brother's ending, but we're not going anywhere. We're still covering reality TV shows daily live. But where can we watch them live? Of course, you're on TV Co right now. That's where we do our Big Brother recap shows live every single day. So make sure that you're following us over there, and make sure that you're following us on YouNow, yourrealityrecaps.com/YouNow, because we also are live there every single day, talking reality TV and hanging out and other fun stuff. That's where the shows are live, and then they are posted to the website, iTunes, YouTube, and everywhere after. So if you are watching on YouTube, make sure you thumbs up and subscribe, leave a comment below, hit the bell so you're notified. iTunes 5-star rating and a nice review is super helpful, as is just sharing our shows on social media. You guys are the best way to help spread the word, as long as you're not a crazy person. If you're a crazy person, don't spread the word. But if you're not a crazy person, then spread the word all you want. Thank you. Lastly, if you'd like to help support our shows, consider becoming a patron at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. You get access to the page-only Facebook group, prize giveaways, weekly shows, the after shows with the BB21 house guests will be there, and so much more. You can always do one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal, or if you have any Amazon shopping to do, use our Amazon link. And if you don't know it by now at the end of the season, I don't care. I'm not telling you. Hi, everybody. Hi. Oh my God, you guys. When we last left off, Nicole had an epiphany. She was like, oh my God, I think I'm going to get out Holly. I don't know what to do. I have to convince Cliff. And we were all on the edge of our seats, and we were like, is Nicole going to be able to convince Cliff? Well, guess what, everybody? There's been a lot of Cliff convincing happening. And I have all the details and all of the drama for you guys. It has really been an exciting live feeds the past 24 hours. I mean, let me backtrack. There's been really exciting moments on the feeds the last 24 hours. Now, one of those things, I said I wasn't even going to talk, like I didn't even want to go down the rabbit hole again, but so many people are like, you have to talk about it at least a little bit. And it is that our precious Holly and Jackson have now gotten to a fight. Yet again, but this time, Holly's not being so rolling over and dying about it all. Basically, people have been saving their wine. People have been saving their wine from their HOHs, and I believe the situation was that they decided to save the wine until after the POV was over, and this was the POV celebratory wine night the other night, where Jackson stupidly said that he wanted to go on the challenge. Now, for any of you that are aware of the challenge, it's nothing more than a bunch of horned up 20-somethings doing each other in every room of the house. It's like Big Brother meets Survivor, but with the best parts of both of those shows. It's so much better than Survivor, in my opinion. Don't kill me, Survivor people. And in a lot of ways, if we had 24/7 live feeds, I would say it's better than Big Brother. But we don't, so we're stuck with an edit. So, Jackson mentioning how he wants to be on the challenge at MTV obviously is going to send a drunk Holly into a spiral. It is going to send Holly into a spiral, and we can see a little bit of that here as they're getting ready for, well, as they're in bed.
Call me a fucking asshole again.
Again.
And then tell me fuck you.
Fuck you.
Ross. Because I hypothetically talk about going on a show about competitions because I like to compete. Innocently. And I even said that if I'm with someone ever at any point in my life that is worth it, there's nothing that will come between me and them. Do you understand? Even if we're even. Here's what I don't think you understand. Here's what I don't think you understand is that you don't have the right to make me feel guilty for the way that guys in your past have treated you.
Fun fact. And it's that feelings are not facts, and nobody can make you feel anything. Just say. Anyone else notice that that's worth it thrown in there? Oh, yeah. Oh, we're going to get there. Oh, we're getting there. There's a very specific reason we're starting here, because I have a feeling you might know where we're going to end.
I have not put the trust issues in your head. And you shouldn't make me feel responsible for them.
Can't make you feel anyway.
You should give me the same clean slate that I give you.
You didn't give her a clean slate when it came to STDs. Pretty sure you had a real crabby slate, and you took your crabby slate, and you put it in her mailbox. So, I don't know if clean was the word you wanted to use here, Jackson, but you used the wrong one.
Sorry, I'm trying.
And I don't deserve to be talked down to like that. You want to talk about condescending?
Jackson, stop.
No.
Stop being so fucking worked up. I'm sorry.
Stop being so fucking worked up, Jackson. Just stop it. Just stop right now. Now, you might be thinking to yourself here, all right, this seems to be more of the same exact Holly that we saw the other night. It seems like she's starting to get on board with all of the, I'm sorry, it's gonna be okay, no. Well, buckle up, everybody. Nah, bitch.
Holly, you've been drinking all night?
Knock it off. Knock it off.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. Why did it do that? Sorry.
Like that.
I'm not.
Knock it off.
Knock it off.
Knock it off.
Knock it off, bitch.
Don't act like you're better than me.
I'm not.
Do not act like that.
I'm not. I'm looking out for you.
No, you're not. You're acting incredibly condescending.
Holly,
You
Don't.
have not
please stop.
talked. Knock it
Please.
off. Knock it off. With the fucking eyes closed like you're very concerned. Knock it off. Like you're so concerned about me. After saying that you can't believe. Fuck you, actually. Like, are you.
Fuck
like,
you.
Fuck me.
Closing.
I think I was like, fuck me. You closed your eyes. So don't close your eyes to me. Okay? I want to make something very clear. Just close your eyes to me and say, please stop. Close your eyes to me and say, please stop. No. You know what? Forget it. And I mean, it went on. You know, that's it. That's all. That's as much as I am willing to dive into this. Circling the drain, same exact argument that we had the other day. Just this time, Holly was more, standing up for herself, let's say, in it. I guess that's the alcohol. And Jackson was a little bit less pompous, douchebag, condescending back at her in it. A little. Like, both, like, one upplayed a little bit and one downplayed a little bit. Oh my god, she is going to hate herself for acting so pathetic. I don't think, seriously, the reason that I wanted to show these clips was because I don't feel like this is pathetic Holly. I feel like the last time we showed the clips, it didn't show Holly kind of standing up for herself against Jackson, and I feel like that is a little bit more, at least, of her standing up to him and not being like, I'm so sorry, take me back, whatever it takes, I want to be... This was her being like, nah, bitch, and I'm leaving the room, bye. I was just trying to show another, side of how Holly can be in these arguments. Lost in Cruz says, he has food issues and she has multiple issues. Maybe Nick can counsel them postseason. Well, he'll probably be looking for a job. Okay, she's ruining her game for him. Yeah, I mean, spoiler alert, just because I don't want to forget to let you know, as what will happen later when Tommy is going to begin his campaigning to Cliff and Nicole and really locking down his deal with them. Holly is busy upstairs having special shower time with Jackson. She's, they've made up. The next morning, those two crazy kids made up, but also made up in a way that might be controversial. It might be controversial for those of you who were watching the live feeds late last night. Because there is a lot of speculation as to what Jackson could be referring to in this clip where we see Jackson and Holly talking about basically shower time, fun time that they have together on the feeds.
They don't take that conversation from the shower.
No, there's no way. There is no way.
Go ahead, Jackson.
I'd rather just self-evict.
That would be cruel and unusual. Like, there's a line that no TV show should ever cross, and that is it.
Yeah, that's what I thought until I got a letter in the mail.
Okay, so...
I'll take that conversation from the
a lot of theories here, so let me explain. So basically, Holly is saying, no show is going to show us basically having sex. Their concern is that there's going to be footage of them having sex when they get out of the house all over the internet. There is lots of it. Now, is it going to make the show? No, obviously, Big Brother is not going to show people having sex on the show. Obviously, they're not going to show that. But the controversy, and what a lot of people have been talking about on Twitter is, what is Jackson referencing when he says, I thought they wouldn't show it until I got that letter in the mail. Now, two things. One, I kind of cracked up at the thought of house guests getting their mail. Like, just imagine if that's the thing that we didn't know that's been going on this whole time on Big Brother. Like, we had no clue. Because, like, literally, these people are there for 3 months. They got bills. Like, imagine you just go to the DR and Alison Grodner's like, hey, I picked up your mail for you, here you go. And they're like, oh, telephone bill, don't care. Ooh, I got a free gross $20 coupon off at the supermarket, yay! And it's like, they just get to read their mail in the diary room. That would be hysterical to me. I have a feeling, though, when he says, until I got the letter in the mail, I honestly have a feeling that's just code that they're using. In the same way that they're like, oh, when I saw The Wizard, when they're referring to a producer, or, you know, when I was, what do they call, like, sequester, when, like, before the show? Oh, vacation. Sometimes they're like, oh, when I was on vacation. Meaning when I was in sequester, like, oh, I saw that person on sequester. So, like, I have a feeling that probably got the letter in the mail just means until I was talked to by production. Until I was told or confirmed, the feeds are on 24/7. Spaceship. So, you know, and I get it. It's weird, but, like, I don't get how people don't realize this. You guys are on the feeds 24/7. Right, or he's messing with her, but I don't even think Holly would believe that. I don't even think that Holly is going to believe that he got a letter given to him in the DR about him having sex on camera. Or maybe that was part of Jackson's letter from his parents that he left out during, during his HOH basket reading. I mean, could you just see if he was like, okay, everyone, so my parents are really proud of me. The dog is doing great, everyone. The dog is doing great. Oh, and here's a special little PS from my mom. Dearest son, I'm really getting nauseous watching you bone Holly in the shower. Heard how you broke the shower seat. Your dad says, way to go, son. But really, I'm over here with my vomit bucket. And if you don't stop spreading your crabs around that house, I'm gonna cut your penis off when you get home. Okay, by the way, nobody wants little Jacksons or little Hollies running around this earth. Your brain isn't fully developed yet. Love you, son. Kisses. XOXO. I mean, maybe that's the part of the letter that he's not talking about. Who knows? Oh, Little Big Red says, I think it's about the domestic assault charges. Why would he get a letter about domestic assault charges and that have anything to do with him having sex on the feeds? Are you not allowed to have sex on the feeds if you have a domestic assault charge? Maximus Mom, I hope you're paying attention in case you ever get cast. Oh, you think they served the No. You think? I don't know. We'll have to investigate this more. Now I don't believe that the police are coming to serve Jackson paperwork and the Big Brother. That just seems weird to me. It just seems weird to me. Why would he say I should just self-evict? Because he's embarrassed. He's a mama's boy. Do you not remember the pre-season when his B-roll footage was his mommy cutting up watermelon for him and feeding him chocolate milk? Do you think his mom wants to watch him boning the lady 10 years older than him on the live feeds? Do you imagine? Just imagine. No. And you know that there are fans that are assholes. And you know that there are fans that don't like Jackson, so they're finding those clips and they're tagging his mom or they're sending it to his family and da-da-da-da-da-da. That's horrific, and don't ever do that. Leave people's families out of it. But, maybe he just meant I was mortified and embarrassed. Either way, hopefully, when Jackson, if Jackson does this show, hopefully these are questions we can ask him in the Patron After Show. Maybe he will be willing to answer them there. I don't know. I'll try. We'll see what happens. His mom doesn't like him cleaning the dust out of Holly's chimney daily. Well, it hasn't been daily since they started fighting. Letter delivered is a code word for production, says, so then I was right. There you go. So then I agree. I do think it was just code word. I do agree with that. So whatever. Moral of the story, Jackson and Holly are still as dysfunctional as ever heading into yesterday morning. They are still being crazy dysfunctional kids, but the drunken fight from the night before has now, for the moment, blown over. They are now back to being buddy-buddy, or buddy-buddy, with T's. With T's? Whatever. They're fine now as we head into yesterday morning, when we finally get the moment that we have been waiting for, is that Nicole and Cliff are going to finally talk a little bit more seriously about bringing Holly with them. Not with bringing Holly, with evicting Holly and bringing Tommy with them. Here we go.
If we took Holly out, it seems like it gives us a better, get a promise from Tommy that he goes after Mickey and not either of us.
And I feel as though, like, a part of me is like, why would he not go after Mickey? Mickey's a huge competitor who I believe if he's sitting next to any of the three of us, we're kind of in a little bit of trouble at the end.
Mickey, right. Yeah.
I think so. Because as pissed off as people were at him, almost I shouldn't say everybody, but like Jess before she left, Nick before he left, they were like, listen, I'm voting for Mickey. Like, he did a great job. And I'm like, oh, okay. But then again, like, I know things change.
I know. Everyone's going to respect his game, though. It's hard. How do you not vote for someone who's won so many things?
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems like if we send Holly out, it gives us a better chance of making it to Final Three.
Yeah, better odds. Yeah.
Better odds.
Right.
If we send Tommy out, it makes it tougher for both of us to get to the Final Three. But if we made it to the Final Three, it would probably give us better chances of being up against each other. So
I would just like to point out that Cliff just made the argument that I was making in my show that you all told me was a bad argument to make. Melanie. So Cliff agrees. You can either get to Final Three easily by taking out Holly, but will you win? Probably not. Or do we not have to win it, but then have a better chance to win?
That's
all. That's what I'm trying to think about. Like, next week, like, is 2 versus 2 better? Maybe, perhaps, you and I have a better shot of beating Holly. Perhaps. But that's a given. If Holly wins the veto and Mickey's up there, you're going home or I'm going home. That's a done deal.
That's right.
If Tommy wins the veto and Mickey's sitting up there, at least there's a little bit of a wavering.
Yeah.
And at least we can campaign and try to convince Tommy.
Exactly. Now, I also have to do something, and I wish I could do it in the end of the show, because I have a feeling at the end will have everyone turn on me again, but I would like to now take a moment to apologize. Yes, Annie, I am here now to apologize. And the person that I am going to be apologizing to is King Cliff. Not Maximus' mom, not ever, because the last time I checked, no pigs are flying and hell is still pretty hot. But in that conversation with Nicole, that conversation that I have waited for to happen for hours and hours. When I knew, like, they woke up and everybody's getting ready, and oh my god, this is the perfect scenario. Holly's in the DR, and Jackson is still sleeping, and Tommy is practicing his pirouettes somewhere, and Nicole and Cliff are gonna get to be alone. And I'm like, yes, they're gonna have their conversation. And then Cliff goes, I'm just gonna make a bowl of cereal. And I was like, you son of a bee. You son of a pickle? All I'm gonna have to do now is last 3 seconds before your slurpy derpy milk slurping and crunching of cereal ruins me listening to the conversation that I've been waiting for forever, and I'm gonna have to rage quit and throw my phone across the room because I can't stand it. But no. Cliff ate that bowl of cereal in silence. I don't even understand how it's possible. You might be asking yourself, do you have an example? Yes. Yes, I do have an example. You just watched it. In that clip that you just watched, Cliff was eating a bowl of cereal the entire time.
Tommy that he goes after.
Make you a huge competitor who I believe if he's sitting next to any of the three of us.
Now, you don't have the angle, but there's Nicole, like he's sitting behind, and then there's Cliff eating his bowl of cereal, not a peep. No mouth noises, no crunches, no horrific digestion of the food that you're eating because the microphone sounds like it is legitimately shoved in the back of your mouth. Nothing. I take it all back. Cliff, at this point, yesterday, was my new king. He can do no wrong. I want him there into the end of this game, because I am here for all of his game talk, because he has figured out a way to eat in silence. Thank you, Cliff. We all appreciate you. Now, moving on from that conversation, or let me get a little bit more into that conversation, because it did go on for a little bit longer. Basically, Nicole is still laying out her plot points for Cliff and why she thinks it is going to be good if he, if both of them get rid of Holly. And, Cliff seems like he's on board. He keeps wanting to put it off. He keeps wanting to be like, all right, well, we got a little bit of time. I mean, we have time. It doesn't have to happen right now. You don't have to roll the nun down the hill. We can be more like a molasses slow crawl down the hill as we get to Wednesday, and then we'll find out what's gonna happen, Cole. So he's kind of like putting it off a little bit, but is saying, I think I'm gonna be receptive. I just wish I felt a little bit better with Tommy in this decision. So Nicole's like, all right, well, I gotta go and get ready because I'm doing my POV ceremony. I'm so excited. I gotta get ready for the POV ceremony. And Nicole walks away. Obviously, I don't think any of you need to know, but if you do need to know, you clearly weren't looking at the spoiler graphic on our BB21 page, which is always updated, but the POV ceremony happens, and as planned, and as we discussed in the last show, Nicole removed Cliff, and Holly went up. So there was that. But back to this conversation, as soon as Nicole walked away, Cliff started doing his Cliff Notes, and I was like, here we go. Time to see what Cliff is really thinking. And much to my surprise, if we're to believe Cliff Notes, Cliff says he's gonna be loyal to Nicole. Cliff says he wants to take Nicole to the final two, and that he thinks she's a great person and she deserves to get there, and he's gonna be loyal to her, whatever it takes to get them there. I believe the direct quote was, whatever it takes to get them there. Now look, this is assuming, and I don't know why, because look, there's so many arguments here of, I get that people, sometimes me too, of course, not a lot of time me too, feel like Cliff is doing and saying things which are pandering to the cameras for America's Favorite Player. So sometimes, like in a situation like this, I have to ask myself, is Cliff saying this because he knows it's what we want to hear and he wants us to believe that he's trying? I mean, look, it has been no secret that Cliff has said, for example, that he listens to Rob Has a Podcast, and I'm 99% sure that people like Taryn feel how I feel, that you have to play the house, play production, and play America to win. So if he has listened to any part of them, I'm sure that's something that he has heard, and who knows if this is part of Cliff's playing America. So, whatever. Either way, I mean, and then the flip side of that would be, well, if he was doing it to play to America, then why would he say it and then take it back? Like, if he is saying, I'm going to say these things to get America to like me, then why would he go against the thing that he thinks is the thing he needed to say to make America like him? Does that make sense? So we'll see. As long as Nicole is safe, I don't care, says Annie. Yeah, I think Nicole is going to be safe. Unless the fear that we discussed the other day on You Now. See? And we probably did discuss it on You Now, but I think we did it here on the show too. The fear of, could Cliff use this against Nicole? I think that's what a lot of us were concerned about. Like, can Cliff take this information, go back to Holly and Jackson with it, so that Holly and Jackson are aware what Nicole's doing, and then use that to get Nicole out if there's the opportunity to next week? So I think that's what a lot of us were worried about. I will say, up until this point so far, we know that obviously Nicole has now discussed this. I believe this is the third conversation that Nicole has had with Cliff about it. And I believe she's had 2 conversations with Tommy about it at this point. And up until now, current time, none of them have really discussed it with Holly and Jackson. So far, they are effectively keeping Nicole's secret, or not Nicole's secret, but Nicole's plan under wraps. And Nicole also, in this early morning conversation with Cliff, told him, I also think we need to tell them sooner than later. I think we need to not blindside them. I think we need to not blindside Holly and Jackson. Nobody wants an angry Jackson, Nicole says. That's scary. We have to give them the respect of telling them that this is what we're going to do if it's what we're going to do. And of course, Cliff is like, well, just hold on, Nicole. just hold on a minute. Just hold on, Nicole. I don't know. We got to go there. Yeah. No, Cliff, why would you want time to plead your case to the person while they're in the house with you? First, let them leave angry and have no time to talk to them. Great gameplay. Tommy will take Nicole. We're going to get more into that in a minute. Because the next shocking turn of events, probably one of the best gifts that Nicole is going to be given this week, comes from none other than Jackson. Now, I will also say, leading up to this clip, Jackson is alone in the hammock by himself, and everybody else is kind of on the patio chairs outside. And Nicole's kind of like, hey, buddy, what are you doing? Are you alone in the hammock? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, oh, you want a snuggle friend? And he's like, sure, I want a snuggle friend. And Holly, who is like facing them, like she's, laying down and looking at them. As soon as Nicole gets up and walks over to the hammock, Holly literally stands up, flips around, and faces the wall so she doesn't have to, I guess, look at them in the hammock. I mean, look, it probably 99% was just very innocent and she was just turning because she wanted to turn. It was just very funny the way the timing of it lined up. Leading into this shocking conversation.
It's like you also don't want to sit there and like, I don't want to say anything and make it seem like I'm campaigning against Holly. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I came here as an individual to win.
By the way, you're not on the block, so you wouldn't be campaigning against Holly. What this would be called is called throwing Holly under the bus.
It's like, while I don't want to sit there and say why I would be better to be on the final 3 or final 2 than her, it's like, at the end of the day, the reason why I came here was for my family and for myself.
Yep.
You know?
Oh, yes.
I do agree that he is probably talking about next week here, but that's not my point. My point is, this is something Nicole can use. Up until this point, if you watched the last live feed update show, I said the only way that I was on board with Nicole going through with this plan is if they tell Jackson and Holly right away, for the reason I just said, to give Holly and Jackson time to decompress, to accept the news, and then hopefully to have Nicole plead a logical case to Holly and to Jackson as to why she had to do it. It would be such a gift to make a blindside move, have us get to watch it on the live feeds, and then let you have time to actually convince the person why you needed to make that move before sending them to jury and by a blindside. So that was kind of my asterisk. Now, I feel like if they wanted to, do I still think it's a good idea to blindside them? I still do not think it is a good idea to blindside them. However, just like Vanessa used to always say, you need to have a reason. And this can be ditzy Nicole's reason. Jackson, I thought when we were in the hammock that you were trying to hint to me that it was your game and you didn't want to be tied to her, and I thought that you were like saying, and I didn't know. Oh gosh, Jackson, I thought that like you couldn't come out and say, but you gotta remember, like that's what you told. Like she could kind of play the bumbling idiot a little bit here, and her and Cliff could kind of sort of use that as the excuse. I'm just saying, it's an option. It is not a good option. It's not the option I would go with. I still say they need to tell them while they're in the house. But it's still an option. It's still very revealing and shocking that Jackson is even saying these things to Nicole. I get it. He is campaigning for if it comes down to they need to pick a choice between him and Holly. Little do they know the choice is happening right now. Holly is going to lose her mind. Holly is, I think, going... I do kind of feel bad for Holly. I do kind of feel bad for Holly here. And I think Holly will be easier to beat. It's very much a gamble. It's very much a gamble. Because, again, I feel Holly is going to be easier for them to beat in the next HOH than Tommy. because Jackson isn't playing, and then you remove Holly. But leaving Holly and Jackson in together, then they're still both playing in the POV. And we know the POV is all that matters next week. So do you have 2 verse 2 going into it? But either way, it's 2 verse 2 going into that POV. So it really doesn't matter. My other fear here, I'm saying if you left Holly in, it is Holly and Jackson versus Cliff and Nicole in the 2 verse 2. Or if you get Holly out, they're not sure, because you have to remember, Nicole and Cliff are still trying to figure out, is Tommy working with Jackson and we just don't see it? So Nicole is concerned, do we get rid of Holly? And then he just links with Tommy. It's still 2 verse 2. It's still 2 verse 2. Everything hinges on the veto. I completely agree. Okay, but here was my other fear in this conversation, was that I was afraid, because Nicole really did, by the way, Nicole walked away from this conversation feeling like Jackson really was telling her, I know what needs to happen, I know what's going to happen, and it's okay. When Nicole retells this conversation to people like Cliff and people like Tommy, she says, it really seems to me like Jackson understands what's going to happen and he's okay with it and he's going to accept it. So Nicole really believes that. And my fear in Nicole believing that is that is going to spiral into, well, why would Jackson want us, or why would Jackson be okay with Holly leaving unless he was actually closer and working more with Tommy? Oh God, they really do have a final 2 deal. We have to get rid of Tommy this week instead of Holly and reflip their flip back in the other direction. So, there is that. You are correct. Jackson does not play in the next HOH. You just have to remember, the next HOH doesn't matter. I mean, I guess we shouldn't keep saying the next HOH doesn't matter. The next HOH matters very much in the sense that if you win it, you're guaranteed safety. So yes, it matters in the sense that if you win it, you are safe. However, the next POV is in a sense more important because they're all playing in it. Whereas Jackson does not get to compete in the HOH. So basically, who does Cliff and Nicole want to battle for one of them to have safety? Nicole or Holly or Tommy? Who do they want to battle for their first chance at one of them being safe? Again, personally, I think you want to battle Holly. And not burn your jury votes. But that's just me. People keep disagreeing with me and I go back and forth. Then we move on to, then it doesn't matter after that, whoever wins the POV is deciding who goes home. So yes, I get it. Do you want to be 2 versus 2 versus Holly and Jackson, or 2 versus 2 versus Jackson and Tommy? I kind of have to say, I once again don't think you want to be in a POV against Jackson and Tommy. I think you would rather be there with a Holly. I understand they're not going to take you to Final 2 if they're still in it. But I just feel like you have such a better chance of beating Holly at an HOH and Holly at a POV than Tommy and Jackson at an HOH. Not Jackson. Tommy at an HOH and then Tommy and Jackson at a POV. While again I say, not sending an enraged Holly to the jury and possibly an upset Jackson into the jury because you did it a week early. Whatever. Again, this week is why I love Big Brother. I love that there are so many possibilities and so many ways this thing can go. And, you know, each decision is literally going to impact the way this game plays out. And the thing that sucks for everyone, the thing that really sucks for these people, which I honestly do feel bad for them, going forward, every move that they make and every competition that they lose is going to be the thing that they think about for forever. So in other words, Holly, if she goes home now, is probably for the rest of her life going to go, if I just would have tried harder in BB Comics, I could have probably made it to the end of Big Brother. If Tommy goes, he'll probably say, so like, same thing with Nicole. If this move ends up taking Nicole out of the game next week, she's gonna think, God, I should have just stayed loyal to Holly and Jackson for one more week. So I know you can say that about any moves on any season, but I don't feel like there's ever really been so many paths to the end before. It's literally usually like one path, two paths. There really is like 6 different ways these scenarios can play out, which just to me makes it very interesting. Kem says, my gut feeling, the moment Nicole told Tommy he needs to fight, he told this is a huge mistake. You think that Tommy told Jackson? Or you think that he's realizing he needs to fight in the game? Holly, Nicole told Tommy. Right, we discussed that on the last show. But I agree. I don't think Nicole should have told Tommy. I do agree with you on that. And after this conversation that Nicole is having with Jackson, she... maybe the conversation with the 3 of them happens first. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. I'll just say this. At one of the points in the day yesterday, when Tommy was talking to Nicole, he alluded to, or he made a comment about bringing Cliff to the end, on how he always wanted to bring Cliff to the end, or saw himself with Cliff in the end of the game. And as soon as Tommy went away, like as soon as Tommy left, one of the first thing Nicole said to the camera was, well, Tommy just confirmed for me he's not bringing me to Final 2. Melanie. So she's like, womp, 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 womp. She's like, but I'm still going to do it. She's like, I'm still going to go through with it. I still have to risk it. And to be fair, I don't believe he said those exact words. I don't believe he said the exact words, I'm bringing Cliff to Final 2. I think he said, like, I'm bringing Cliff to the end. The end can mean Final 3. The end can mean right now. He didn't say the specific words Final 2 in that scenario. I think production wants Tommy and Nicole Final 2. Oh, God, no, they don't. No, they don't. They want Nicole and Cliff. Are you kidding me? Production eats up a Cliff storyline like nobody else. They want... honestly, they want the South. They want the viewers, normally at the end of the season, we've been having Paul, the rocker, Casey, the lesbian. We've been having like these alternative, these people that, let's just say, stereotypically, not all by any means, I'm speaking from an advertiser's standpoint, which is what makes the show money. There have been people in the end of this game that advertisers are not going to feel is bringing in the market that they would want to spend their advertising money on, if that makes sense. So, I think, from a production standpoint, they would like to have a season where wholesome Nicole and from Houston, Texas, Cliff are in the final two. That's what I think, personally. Because it's all ratings. It's all ratings and advertising money. And I can't figure out why the liquid will not come out of my cup, which is celebrating the most wonderful time of the year, which I apologize. Somebody sent me this, and you know I'm horrible and can't remember anything, but why won't the liquid come out? It's like there's some sort of weird air pocket that won't let the water come out. There's a hole, but the water won't come out. Got it. Thank you. There's a hole, but the water won't come out. That's what Jackson said. Tommy and Cliff are both fakes. Well, we'll see. We now need to go to the moment that Cliff has needed. So we have seen Nicole and Cliff have several conversations up until this point, but there hasn't really been anything that has completely sold Cliff. And Holly hasn't even bothered to campaign. She's busy doing the dirty upstairs. Meanwhile, Tommy is securing his place in the final three downstairs with Cliff. Let's listen.
The other thing that I can offer you, aside from being a number, is that I would be willing to throw you guys the HOH competition.
Would you? That's very... Because I was worried about that, but...
It would go to one of you two. So one of you two would be guaranteed final three.
Look at him.
Tommy, I mean...
Look, he's literally chewing and you can't even tell. He's literally eating a crunchy taco while having the conversation, and you can't even tell. This man has superpowers, and he deserves the $500,000. I'm just letting you know. He deserves the $500,000 simply for his ability not to digest his food in my ear.
I'm sure Nicole's told you we haven't decided, so that is certainly on the board.
And I would give you my word. I've never broken my word in this game. I never will.
I trust.
There's Nicole. By the way, do you hear Nicole? Nicole's eating a soft taco and it's crunching. Soft taco over there, Nicole. Like crunch.
You.
Wait. Sorry. My computer tries to protect me when it hears chewing noises.
I trust you. I absolutely trust you.
I want to be here. I love this game.
You know how I feel about you.
I know.
We've said before how cool it would have been to work together more. And
I know. I told her that. We said that before, too.
There's something very attractive about the three of us at the end of this game.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree. And
now, if you want to watch that clip back, check out BB under... Ooh, hold on. Sorry. I'm probably echoing. If you want to check out all the clips so far have been from our amazing live feed updaters, but at BB21 Live Feeds. But if you want to see that specific clip, it was from BB_pissed on Twitter. So basically, Tommy is telling Cliff, I will throw you guys the HOH. It is literally the least that I can do is throw you the HOH. Now, he did talk to Nicole as well before this, and said, like, I need to make a better deal to Cliff. Like, it's not enough for me to just tell him, obviously, I will vote out Jackson if that's the scenario. If it's either of you sitting next to Jackson, of course I'm gonna vote Jackson out. But I don't feel like that deal is sweet enough to secure my safety in this game. I feel like I need to do more for you. So this was the more that Tommy came up with, is to promise both of them, I'm going to throw you the HOH. So one of you is guaranteed safety going into finale, and then the other one is just going to have to trust me that I will vote out Jackson. So it is a fantastic deal, and one that anybody would be crazy not to take. But is he telling the truth? Is he telling the truth? Now, I do agree, he could throw, or he could not try in the POV, because if they go with the blindside Holly route, obviously Jackson is going to be going for Nicole or Cliff, and Nicole and Cliff are going to be going for Jackson, and neither one of them are going to be going for Tommy. Another reason why the not evict Holly plan is a good plan. 'Cause Tommy doesn't really need to do anything now in the POV. He can just sit there and let them two go at each other. Interesting. Or he can just lie. See, this is where it's hard. If I was playing Big Brother, right, it would be hard for me to believe any deal at this point in the game. In other words, they are talking about a plan and promising they're going to do something. And in order for that plan and promise to happen, they have to break the longer promise plan that they had to somebody else. And I get it. I get that's the point of Big Brother. Lie, cheat, manipulate, backstab. That's the whole point. I get it. But I don't understand why you're putting so much faith in the fact that any of you are going to honor your deal when in order to get to the deal that you're going to honor, you're breaking the deal that you swore you would honor with somebody else. Obviously, you're all fine with breaking the deals, so why does I promise that's what I'm going to do matter? In the same exact way that Nicole and Cliff are like, we have to take this shot now. What's the difference if we do it right now or next week? We have the power now. If Tommy gets the power, he's not going to go, I know I made that promise. I know I promised you that I would let you guys go into finale, but I have the ability to win this HOH, and I don't want to go back on my word, so obviously I'm not going to win this right now. He's not going to do that. He's going to win the HOH and secure his safety. You're absolutely insane if you think that Tommy is not going to try for that HOH to guarantee himself safety in this game. He was willing to let Christy go to save his game. He didn't fight for Christy, not once. You think he's going to fight for you two? The second Tommy thought that Christy was dead in the water, Tommy didn't care to help her. Now, granted, again, let me be clear, not saying that that's not a smart thing for his game. It would have been a losing battle. I completely agree. But let's not act like Tommy is this chivalrous person that's going to go down with the ship and fight for his friends in a blaze of glory and honor. He's not. He's going to do what's best for his game every time. He's not gonna not play in that HOH to get himself into finale. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, and I don't know why any of these people believe it. The only thing that Tommy will do is if he is not actually able to win the HOH, will then say, of course I threw it just like I said I would. And now in the POV, I'm going to sit back and watch you two go at each other because I literally don't have to do anything. You stupidly broke your deal with Holly and Jackson, blindsided her, they're angry, so now they're going after you guys. And you guys want him out because he's coming after you. So I literally just get to sit here and glide into finale. Thanks for leaving the harder competitor that just beat you at HOH in the game when all you would have had to do was take out Holly, who can't win anything. I agree. It's very frustrating. We won't know. We will not know until we see what happens this week. And the thing that sucks is we won't know the way the other way played out too. So it very well could go that way. They get out Holly, Tommy wins, he's safe, Nicole or Cliff is going home, not Jackson, blah, 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 blah. I just always would have wanted to know, well, now what happened if it went the other way? Was it the fact that Nicole and Cliff lied to him? Should they have told him earlier in the week, gave him more time? Like, we'll never know. It sucks. I hate that part. Well, this now seems like a dumb decision. There really isn't any dumb decision, our town. There's only dumb people. No. There's no dumb decision here, our town. I think at the end of the day, and honest to God, any future Big Brother players, here is the best advice I'm going to give you. And then you can go on the live feeds and talk about how the amazing advice you got from me. Here is the amazing advice I'm going to give you. None of us know what is going to happen. None of us can see the future, and you're the one that has to live with your decision. So the number one thing in 10 years of talking to all these Big Brother house guests, there's only one regret that they all have in common, and it's that they didn't trust their gut. Because at the end of the day, if the decision you make is the wrong decision, you can at least justify it to yourself by saying, it is truly what I believed I needed to do, and then it didn't work out. But when you strongly feel one way and you go against your own gut feeling, that is the thing that tortures you postseason. That fact that the part of you will always wonder, what if I just listened to the thing that I felt like was the right thing to do? So my best advice to you, if you ever play this game, is just always go with your gut. Because at least if you're wrong, you're not going to be tortured about it so long after. Oh, and be nice to fans. That's all. That's my advice for you. You're welcome. Is Nicole's guy, so is Jackson evicting Holly? What? Jackson's HOH, he doesn't have a vote. I hope when Nicole tells Holly that she's going, that Holly will tell them about Tommy. I think they already know. So I think what you're referring to is the fact that Tommy has basically been alluding to both sides that each of them have been plotting against each other with him and Christy. This is Tommy's, plan, or was his plan going into the week. Oh, you mean tell him that Tommy and Christy knew each other. Again, Nicole and Cliff already know. I know we're all pretending like Nicole and Cliff don't know, but it's not going to be the bombshell that you're all waiting for. Cliff and Nicole already know. They were outside with the wall shouter. Again, there's literally the show where we played the video and the clip of Cliff telling us he heard it. and that him and Nicole were outside. Or you can go to yourrealityrecaps.com/BB21flashbacks and find the flashback time for when it happened on the feeds. Or just watch the show. They don't care. They already know. This is not the giant bomb that you all think it's going to be. I will do this. For those of you that are watching this show back after the fact on YouTube, you know, when that screen comes up and there's the things that you can click, there's usually a suggested video at the end. And then there's like a little eye at the top, like in the top right corner, there's a little eye and it slides out. I will make that slide out at the end of this video be the slide out for the Wall Shouter show. So you can just click on that little thing for the people that are watching it back later in an hour or so. Click that little more info button. It will slide out. It will take you to the show that we did. You can watch the video from the Wall Shouters perspective. You can hear Cliff talking about it after the fact. So that's where it'll be. You're welcome. I'm amazing. Make sure you thumbs up and subscribe when you're watching on YouTube. Okay, so now we need to move on. So I just want to be very clear. at this point. Oh, wait a minute. Do we have one more point? Oh, no. Yes. I want to be very clear, okay? Nicole seemingly now has convinced Cliff along with Tommy. So I was like, this is pretty awesome. Cliff is obviously not going to turn on Nicole. We know that. Thanks to Cliff's notes, we know that he is now not going to turn on Nicole. And this is a wonderfully fantastic scenario for Nicole. Until our precious little Nicole was sound asleep in the hammock last night. She was like, lullaby and good night. And then here comes Cliff with his glass of wine. And I'm like, Cliff, the fuck you doing? Nicole's sleeping. I'll tell you what Cliff is doing. Creepily staring at Nicole while she's sleeping. You guys, he's gonna kill her. I'm pretty sure he now realizes that this is not a good deal and he needs to take out Nicole. I think we need to send help. No, everyone. No. I gotchas. This was just, go figure, clever editing. I managed to perfectly take this screenshot at the exact second that Nicole blinked. So yes, Nicole was sleeping, and then she woke up, and Cliff came and sat down with her with the wine, and then they were talking, and it just so happened I went to get the screen grab, and when I looked at the screen grab, I was like, oh my god, this looks so creepy. It literally looks like he's watching her sleep and drinking wine, and I was like, oh, I know if I post this on Twitter, I can troll everyone. I know I'm going to get the people that are like, you're so horrible. That's not what happened. Cliff is not creepily watching her. And that's exactly what happened. It was great. Thank you. I knew I was going to have a long morning. I knew I was going to be bored. I totally threw the bait in the water and people totally took it. Thank you. You guys are the best. So, it was, yeah, I know. It was funny. It was funny. The other clip that I wish I had, the other clip that people were very unhappy about with me on Twitter last night, was right before this happened, while Nicole was sleeping. Cliff was like, I got to go and talk to my wife. I got to go sing her song. Got to talk to her. It's like 2:30. It's like 2:30 over there in Houston, Texas. And I know my wife ain't gonna be awake, but I got to talk to her. However, I gotta be honest. I don't watch Cliff Notes, thanks to our amazing BB21 live feed updaters, unless I know there is something game-changing that I want to hear him talk about, like earlier in the morning. So, maybe this is something that he does all the time, but it really was, like, irking me. That now he does this new thing where, like, he gives himself breaks in case they need it for the edit. So he's like this. I just want to say hi to my wife. This has been a really hard day in the Big Brother house. I was thinking that maybe we could play some backgammon earlier in the day. I love you, my wife. Why are you self-cutting yourself? Like, this is why I don't buy the argument of the people that are like, he's not pandering. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. That is not the way somebody that was actually wanting to talk to somebody talk. He's literally self-editing himself for the camera, giving them sound bites, giving turns and poses in between each sentence. And before you come at me defending it, go watch it. Go watch it. Eric should self-edit himself as well. I do. I wish there was a clip of that. I looked for so long for the clip of that, and I was so, like, I was so in the middle, like, I've been watching for, like, 2 hours at that point that I had no way to tell what time it was so that I could go back and record it myself. And I just missed it. I just totally missed it. But I didn't see it posted on any of the updater accounts. But I will say it was... I guess it was around whatever time I tweeted it. Oh, no. Again, not correct, because I'm on, like, an hour-and-a-half buffer when I tweeted it, so you can't go by the time I tweeted it. That's right. That's why I couldn't find it. I don't know what time it was. If anybody knows what time that is, or finds that clip, it was definitely late last night. It was... it was when Tommy was called to the DR. So if you know when Tommy was called to the DR last night, it was at the end of the night before they all went to bed. First Cliff was called, then he came out and Tommy was called, then Nicole was called. So it was when Tommy was called was when that was happening last night. So if anybody knows when that time is, I will totally show it on the next live feed update show, and you all can decide what to make of it. Now, there is one other controversial moment from Cliff that I guess is happening tomorrow that people don't know how to take. And I am going to take maybe a shocking viewpoint on it. So also what happened last night is that when Cliff came out of that DR, he let Tommy and Nicole know that he requested a flag and the ability to sing the Star-Spangled Banner or to do the Pledge of Allegiance tomorrow morning for 9/11. And here's the thing. I get that I get that all season, we have been saying that we feel that everything he's been doing in a lot of cases is pandering for America's favorite player. I do believe. I know I said last night on Twitter, I want to believe it's true. I will say I do believe it's true. That I don't even think Cliff would be using September 11th as a way to try and pander. And look, and if that is true, I'm going to tell myself it's not true, because I can't handle that. So I'm going to go with Cliff is clearly being sincere here. And even if for nothing else, it wasn't an idea that Nicole or Tommy came up with, which kind of surprised me as New Yorkers. Kind of surprised me that, Cliff is the one whose mind it was on more so. So it just, whatever. I think anybody remembering it in any way that they want to remember it can only be a good thing. I don't know how. Yeah, I was thinking that too, Miss Vancouver. Like, I don't even know how old Nicole or Tommy is. I just kind of realized that. Just kind of realized that I don't really know how old Nicole and Tommy are. So maybe Nicole was too young. Okay, Nicole's 25. All right, so then I guess Nicole was too young when that happened. Nicole was 6? Wow. All right, I forgive Nicole. Yeah, it was 18 years ago. That's crazy. So Nicole was 6 and Tommy was 8. God, we're so old, everybody. 11. We are so old, everybody. My God, we all keep aging, and the age of Big Brother players just keeps staying the same. I was 21. And I will never forget it, but we are not telling that story on this show. So I think that it's great. I really hope he wakes up and does it in the morning. But really, whenever they do it is fine. For me, whenever they do it is fine. I think remembering it anyway is great. They kind of do it every single year. Oddly enough, to relate it to Big Brother, one of, I have a lot of horrific memories from that time period. But one of the ones that have always stuck with me that, now 18 years later I can look back and laugh at is I remember being pissed that Big Brother wasn't on. I remember being like, who's winning Big Brother? I get it. We have no way to communicate with the world. I need to know who won Big Brother. And wasn't like Big Brother delayed 2 weeks? That was the one thing I could focus on. Everything else was falling apart. I was a wreck of a shell of a human. And the one light, seriously, the one light that I really think helped me through that time was we're gonna get through this. I need to know who won Big Brother. It is weird the things that you focus on to help you get through things. And I remember that being a specific thing. And I think it's why I still to this day love Big Brother so much. That it is a distraction from the real world. And we've built such an amazing community of amazing supportive people, not just here at YRR, but in general, the Big Brother community. You know, we can be messy AF and horrific on Twitter at times, but that by no means represents the majority of the Big Brother community. I think the majority of the Big Brother community is amazing, generous, kind people that love spending, you know, their summers with each other. People that don't go on vacations because they want to be with, you know, watching feeds and talking about it with their friends, you know, online. I just think it really is, at the end of the day, one of the best communities. So that being said, that's kind of where we're at this moment. That is kind of where we are at this moment. I mean, I guess aside from the Nicole and Rachel drama, but do we really care? I mean, I guess I can report upon it in the sense that it did happen and it's mildly Big Brother related. So for those of you that missed it, you might recall that at the start of the season, we did our cast assessment show with Rachel. And Rachel went on to say on our show that she guesses all Nicoles are the same. When we revealed that Nicole did fun stuff like lock her basements in a bathroom, lock her parents in a basement, and flood them, and like all the crazy stuff that Nicole was talking about in her preseason, Rachel's reply on the show was guessing that all Nicoles were the same. And then apparently yesterday or Thursday, after Nicole, this current Nicole, won BB Comics, Nicole tweeted out, "Somebody once told me that all Nicoles are the same." So kind of like making fun of the comment that Rachel made earlier. Now, when I heard this, I was like, that's what Rachel said on the show. So are you telling me that Nicole watches my shows? Because again, Nicole, if you are watching, it really is all good. I would love nothing more than for us to be friends. And I wish you believed me, and I know you don't. So that's fine. But I'm here if ever one day you do. But I was still laughing out loud about it. I was like, oh, Nicole watches my show. And then somebody texted me and went, hey, idiot, she tweeted it too. It's like, darn. I was like, I like my version of the story better, or I imagine Nicole and Victor just sitting at home eating popcorn and watching reality recaps and secretly being fans but not wanting to tell me. Oh well. Anyway, Rachel didn't like it. Rachel kind of wasn't a fan. She basically tweeted at Nicole after seeing Nicole's tweet. And she kind of was like, Dear Nicole, if you have something non-passive aggressive to say, you have my number, but don't play victim when you try and call people out. Also, this Nicole is not a woman hater and does not backslab and play victim. She's actually awesome. And then Alyssa jumped in, and obviously Alyssa was backing up Rachel, like being like, yeah, why are they coming? Why is she trying to come after, hardworking moms? And then Rachel was like, she's just desperate for attention and blah, 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 blah. And then somebody was like, Rachel? Sorry, Rachel, didn't want to bother you. She's actually being passive-aggressive about the passive-aggressive tweet that you did at the beginning of the season. And then Rachel was like, oh, delete. So, I mean, what has happened since then? I don't know. I don't know if there's been more drama from it. I mean, can't we all just get along? Here's what it is at the end of the day. Here's the hard truth. Here is the hard truth. Nicole is too sensitive and doesn't have a sense of humor. And that's okay if you, so am I. I mean, I have a sense of humor, but I'm also way too sensitive. But the thing is, I understand that about myself and am able to tell myself people really aren't trying to be malicious. I look at people's intentions behind things, and then I can understand it and, move along with it. And on the same hand, I think Rachel does have a sense of humor, but I think Rachel Rachel is also being too sensitive about it as well, I think. I think both of them, my point is, both of them are kind of having the same exact feeling. And both of them were kind of being passive-aggressive. And both of them are kind of mad about, the same thing. And I mean, in this situation. I'm specifically talking about in this situation of the Twitter war. There definitely is other situations where I would side more on Rachel's side. But I am specifically speaking about this Twitter war. I think it's just about both people being sensitive about what the other one's tweeting, and I think we could easily just wash it and let it go. Or they're really good and are pleading their case for All Stars. Or they heard the rumor that since there's no Celebrity Big Brother this year, instead we'll have a shortened 2-week All-Star season because they'll be able to bring back all the people they want if they only need to commit to 2 or 3 weeks. And this is them trying to make sure they get on it. Or that. Comment below and let me know what you think. Let me know if you're Team Nicole. Actually, you know what? Don't let me know that. I'm not instigating a Nicole versus Rachel thing, so do not let me know that. What you can let me know is what do you think is the right move for Nicole to make this week? I was like, I'm trying to go back in the show. I'm like, let's not make it about Nicole and Rachel. Let's not make it about what we think about Cliff and September 11th. I was like, let's get rid of the controversial one. Get rid of the what's a safe one? What's Nicole going to do? Let me know what you think Nicole is going to do. You can leave it in the comments on YouTube or on our website, or you can tweet me. You let me know what you think the smartest move is for Nicole to do. And we will be back here tomorrow. I most likely will be joining TV Co. for the $200 Hamster Watch giveaway tomorrow night. Of course, I will be live again tonight on YouNow and on Twitch. And I will come right back, chat room, to do a little after show. Those of you that didn't tune into the live show, you missed a doozy. We had like a half hour, I feel like, pre-show before this show. And now we're going to have a little after show too. So all the more reason for you guys to follow live on TVco so that you are alerted every time that we go live. Of course, follow me on YouNow as well. That is where I am live every day too. And if you miss the shows when they're live, you can always watch them back on our website, yourrealityrecaps.com/BB21, or YouTube or iTunes. And make sure you give a 5-star rating and a nice review on iTunes, thumbs up and subscribe on YouTube. Share the shows on social media, tell your friends about them, post them in places you don't see them, or just other places where you think Big Brother fans are, if that's allowed. That you think people would enjoy. It's a really great way to help support our show. And of course, you can click around our website and see all the shows we cover. Amazing Race shows, Bravo, Survivor, The Challenge. I can go on and on. There's a ton. Check out our website. And of course, if you want to financially support our show, consider becoming a patron for the patron after shows with the BB21 house guests at the end of the season, or our regular weekly shows just for patrons, John's cooking shows, giveaways, and more. It's where we talk about what we can't talk about on these shows. So become a patron. You can do a one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal. If you have any Amazon shopping to do, yourrealityrecap.com/Amazon is where to start your Amazon shopping. You don't pay any more, and it really helps support our shows. And as always, follow us on Instagram. Chat room, I will be back in 20 seconds. Everybody else, if you're watching this back, I'll see you later tonight on YouNow or tomorrow on TVco for our next live feed update show. Bye for now, everybody. Bye.